Hey, English 112, Miss Brewer here for your introductory video. I want to start out by just welcoming you guys to the course, and I'm going to spend this time on this video just going over the basics of the course, basic expectations that I have, how the course will work, and of course your syllabus. And then when you go into week one, there'll be a lecture video for you to review for your week one assignments. So this is just a welcome video. And if you can go ahead and pull up your Moodle page, you can follow along with me as I go through some basic information. So first of all, you can see at the top of the page, you have your instructor information, my office location. Student hours means that's when I'm in my office and available for you. If you want to meet, discuss grades, discuss questions you have about assignments, stop by and peek your head in and just say hello. Those times are on Mondays and Tuesdays. You can come in 8 to 9 a.m. or you can come in 11:30 to 1 p.m. I'm also available during that time for phone calls and virtual appointments. And right below that information, you'll see there's a virtual student meeting link. So you'll have to schedule a time for me to meet with you virtually. I don't stay in there the whole time. So you just shoot me an email and say, hey, I'd like to meet with you virtually during your office hours, and we'll set up a time, and then we both click on that link and we can kind of meet, face to face, but virtually, to go over any questions you have. So you get to the course information. I'm going to open up the syllabus and just go over a little bit of information with you from here. I'm not going to read the whole syllabus to you, but I will highlight the really important things. So you can see your course description here, and it does say that the prerequisite is to take English 111. It is my expectation that you have the skills that you learned in English 111 and 112. I will not be reteaching those skills. So when you leave 111, you have already written formal academic papers, you have already documented your research, and those skills it is expected that you will have and build on for English 112. So that's really important to remember. You can see our course dates. This is a 5-week class, so we are going to move really, really quickly. A 5-week class does not mean that we cut out any of the work or any of the assignments. It just means that we do them in a much faster rate. So make sure that you are taking the time to review your work, and don't just turn in the first thing that you put together to me. Make sure you review it and revise it, and you're still following that recursive writing process, even though this is a really fast-paced class. So you have my contact information here. You have contact information for our chair of the English department, and you have contact information for the Dean of Arts and Sciences available to you. This just tells you what kind of assignments you guys are going to be doing. We're focusing on various formatting. So when it says research and writing across the disciplines, that means that you're able to research and write in MLA format, APA format, business style, presentations. So we're going to kind of cover the gamut to prepare you for multiple styles of writing and documentation in this class. You guys will write different types of reports. You'll write literary analysis essays, you'll write annotated bibliographies, you'll write literature reviews, you'll present. So lots of things. We're going to kind of cover a lot of different things. For the grading criteria, this tells you the different categories for assignments in this class. Pay attention to the MLA and the APA format. That's 50% of your grades, and those are your major writing assignments. So for MLA format, you're really looking at just the only grade that's really going to count in that category is your paper. For APA format, you're looking at an annotated bibliography, a literature review, and a final presentation. And then everything else will fall under coursework, quizzes, journals, tests, mini writing assignments, which we don't have very many in this class because it's a 5-week class. Basically anything that doesn't fall under that formal writing style will fall under coursework, and your final exam will be 10% of your grade, and that will cover the various formats of writing and poetry analysis. So if you scroll on down for course policies, you'll see that it's expected that you use Microsoft Word to submit your work. You guys will submit papers and a PowerPoint presentation, and I want it in Microsoft. I will not accept it otherwise. If it is in Pages or anything Apple, I can't even open it to grade it. So make sure that you're utilizing Microsoft Word. There is a free download for Microsoft Office available to students. You should know that from English 111, but make sure you have that. You will also need to have the ability to read PDFs in this class, so make sure you have that. So when you contact me, the best way to contact me is via email. And I actually request that you follow this particular format when you email me. So what that means is I want you to identify yourself, identify the class and section that you are in. I have 3 English classes. They're all 112 this semester. So make sure you let me know which English 112 you're writing from. And what do you want clarification on, and what are your specific questions? Okay, so we're not going to be very general. You need to be specific so that we're not going back and forth. Make sure that you have, an introduction, good morning, or hello, or something to that effect, and make sure you sign off as well. So this particular email format is actually what's going to be your attendance assignment for week 1. So when you open up week 1's attendance assignment, after you complete your enrollment assignment, you'll see that assignment pop up. What I want you to do for that attendance assignment is I just want you to write me an email, not actually, in Moodle. So in Moodle, in the assignment, I want you to write the email format, okay? You probably don't have any questions at this point, so you can just say, I'm completing this for my attendance assignment for week 1. So I want to see that email format that's in this syllabus in that attendance assignment for week 1, okay? So not in email. Don't email me. Put it in Moodle. It's the assignment in Moodle. And then you'll see in bold there, just let you know that while you may have a FERPA form on file, communication takes place between myself and you, the student. So if a parent contacts me or has a question, I'm going to contact you, the student. That's where the communication goes back and forth. It's between you as a student and me as the instructor. If the parent wants to be involved in that, there has to be a FERPA form on file, but I'm not going to contact or be working with parents without the student's involvement, because it is your education. Again, make sure you submit in Microsoft Word. This is a 5-week course. I don't have much time for a late work procedure. You have a 24-hour grace period on assignments. That's only for major assignments. You do not have a grace period for attendance assignments or anything like that. Once I've graded it, that's it. I will not accept it late. If you need an extension on the assignment, I will grant 1 per semester, and it will be based on how much time I have available to give to you. I will not extend any assignments in the final week of class, none. The final can't be turned in late. Your final presentation can't be turned in late. Okay, that's really important. So just be aware of that late work procedure. So this is really important that we understand that in this course and the content, I want you guys to read through that pretty in depth, so you understand why we're reading the poetry that we're reading, why we're doing the research that we're doing, while we're presenting the way we are. This is a thematic class. We focus on social issues and incorporate that in our writing, so it's current, hopefully, and it's interesting, but we are tackling social issues that sometimes are difficult to talk about. I do this because I think that it's an educational setting is a really great opportunity to have those kinds of discussions, and that's kind of my philosophy on education. So you're in this class, that's the way I teach. Remember that it's really important that we're always going back to the literature, particularly in discussion forums. We're always relating back to the literature when we talk about the poetry. We're always relating back to the research that we do later on in the semester. I do want to talk to you guys about using bias-free language, because this is a little bit of a paradigm shift. Sometimes people struggle with this, but it's actually something that's required in APA format in the new 7th edition. So we need to be using people-first language in our journals, in our discussion forums, in our papers, in our everyday life. Really, you want to make this paradigm shift just in general for your own life. So we do not describe people by adjectives, right? We describe them as human beings. So we would not say blacks or whites. We would not say handicapped person. We would say white person, black person, person of color, person with disabilities, okay? Identifying them as a human being and not their adjective. And that's a really important kind of paradigm shift in your life and also in your writing for this course. And it is an expectation that I have. And I just kind of let you guys know the poetry that we're reading covers various social issues, and I want you guys to really read that and investigate what are they talking about. You don't have to go for the easiest one, the most obvious one. There's lots of themes that these poems are going to hit, and then you'll research one of those social issues that is evident in the poetry later in the course. LCC's plagiarism policy is pretty strict. You are not to plagiarize, whether intentionally or unintentionally, in this course. The first instance of plagiarism, intentionally or unintentionally, in the course will result in a 0 on the assignment, and a second instance would result in an F in the course. So make sure that you read through the different types of plagiarism and that we are documenting properly, and we are not, obviously taking someone else's ideas or words as our own and presenting them that way. If you need to withdraw from the course, make sure that you email me and let me know so that we can process that. Okay, so underneath the syllabus, you'll see that there's major assignments in this course that just lets you know the assignments that you're going to be completing. There aren't due dates on them. It's going to go really, really fast. So just know that these are what's coming up. This tells you, the next thing tells you about how to send an email, which we already talked about. Again, for your attendance assignment for week 1, I want you to use the email format from the syllabus for that assignment. The note on the discussion forum grading lets you know how I grade your discussion forums and what I'm looking for. If you're not meeting the minimum word count requirement, do not expect to be getting 100 on those discussion forums. Make sure that you're answering all of the questions that I'm posing in your discussion responses. Make sure that when you're doing a peer reply that it's actually something substantial. You're not just agreeing with the person, yes, so-and-so, I think the sky is blue. What a blue sky it is. Let's talk about the different colors of blue it is. All right, really add to the conversation. Give different examples, give a different experience, okay? And remember to always go back to the text, always go back to the literature that we're analyzing. Okay, so going back past the discussion forum grading, there's lots of support available for you. If you need tutoring, please reach out to me and I can refer you to tutoring through LCC. And first you'll need to do the referral, and then you will fill out that tutoring intake form and you can have a tutor to work with you. You'll see under resources, free Microsoft Office download. You have to use Microsoft Office. You'll also see Grammarly. Please utilize Grammarly in this class before you turn in assignments to me, particularly formal assignments. It is free for LCC students. Sign up with your LCC email and you'll get the pro version for free. When you use Grammarly, remember, it's suggestions. You know you're writing, okay? So you don't have to make every single change that they suggest to you, but it is really good to kind of look at that and understand why those suggestions are being made. Your helpful tips for completing this class: make sure that as soon as you finish this video, you complete your enrollment assignment ASAP. The enrollment assignment is due and the cutoff is tomorrow, so the 23rd of June by 11:55 p.m. And if you do not complete it by then, you will be dropped from the course. So make sure that you take care of that as soon as possible. And that's all we have for kind of your welcome. Just remember, guys, that we're gonna move really fast through everything. You can do it. You just need to be focused, determined, all right, and stick with it. Make sure that you're putting forth your best work, and you can make it through these 5 weeks, and you'll be 1 credit closer to graduation. If you have any questions, you can always reach out to me, and I will answer them as best I can. After you finish this video and your enrollment assignment, I suggest you jump straight into week 1, watch that video lecture, and get started with this week's work.